Okay, let's take a look at how to make a simple web page that has some of the very key elements that we like to have on most web pages, such as images and hyperlinks and ordered lists. So just like we did in the other video, we're going to create a basic structure. It's going to start with the doc type on top, HTML, and then we're going to have our HTML tags, which will hold all of the HTML in our document. And within the HTML, we're going to have our head section of our page, which is going to hold the metadata. And we're going to have the body section of the page that'll hold all of the content. Okay, so here I've got my page, and I'm using a program called Notepad++. Notepad++ is free, and you can download it and install it, and it's really great. It doesn't work on Macintosh or Linux, but if you got a Windows computer, it's a very good program. And if I take my document, I can see that there's a little disk here that's red. That means that this hasn't been saved. But if I go to File and Save As, I'll save it on my desktop. I'll just call it Sean.html. And when I do that, Notepad will start color coding my text. So that's cool. Alright, so I'm going to start putting some tags in here. Just one little meta tag, the title. And so that's Sean's page. And here it's actually doing what's called IntelliSense, and it's trying to figure out what I'm typing and help me out with that. And so I can just click on that. It saves me some typing. Okay, so in the body section, I'm going to create a couple of tags that are very useful. The first one is the H1 tag. And we already looked at this, but welcome to Sean's page. My ending H1. The second one is called a paragraph tag. It's just a P. And what this does is it creates a block of text like a paragraph, and it'll put a line after it. So it automatically puts a break. And I could write about what my page is about, but just to save some time, I'm going to go over to a browser, and I'm going to look for something called Lorem Ipsum. I'm probably spelling that wrong. Okay, there it is. And basically what it is it's just a bunch of text that you can copy and paste. And so it's just a page for getting bogus text. So I'm going to take that, put it here. So I've got some just text. And so that's my paragraph. And now I'll put an image. So to put an image on my page, I'm going to use the image tag, which is img. And the image tag has one attribute, and that's the source, or the location, or the URL of the image. So there's my image tag. The only thing I have to do is put the URL of the image in here. And so to do that, I'm going to go to Images, Google, and I'm going to Google some kind of image. So I'm going to look up cars. So I'll put a picture of a car. Here's some cars. And so that looks like a fine, well, let me see. Well, they're all good. They're really big though. So it'd be nice to have one that is smaller, but I guess these are all the backgrounds. And they're all huge. Okay, I'll just go with this Lamborghini here. So I'm looking at it, and I can see over here, View Image. When I click on that, what it does is it gives me the URL. I think I might have been scammed. Yeah, it's redirecting me. Well, I have to pick another image. How about this Porsche? Well, see, it's saying click here for full resolution. So I've got to watch out about these images. Okay, so here is a URL that I can use. images BWXIO. I'll just copy and paste this. So I hit Control C, I highlighted it first, and then I'll put my cursor in between the quotation marks, Control V, that pastes it in there, and now I've got an image in there. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so it's easier to read. Okay, so that's how I put my image on there. I'll put a link, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put what's called an anchor tag. It starts with an A, which means anchor, and href, which stands for hyperlink reference. And so there's my opening anchor tag, and here's my closing anchor tag. And then in between here, I'm going to put some words that I want to show up as blue. They're usually blue. And I'm going to make a link to a news program, so I'm going to put CNN. And then all I have to do is put the URL within this href. So here I put http //cnn.com. And now when I save this and look at it, I'll see that there is a blue CNN, and when I click on it, it goes to CNN.com. So that's a hyperlink. It's called an anchor tag. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the page. Okay, so I'm opening the page. I'm opening it up in Firefox. And so this is what it looks like. There's my heading. My heading doesn't look very good. Oh, it's because my body tag is not closed. So I'm going to go up here and close my body. I'll save my page. Now I can go back to my browser and refresh it. So I'm going to hit this refresh button here, reload it. Okay, so that fixed my heading. Then you can see my paragraph here, my image, and then I can see CNN. Okay, so here I can see the link, and if I hover over it, my cursor turns into a little hand. If I click on it, it does take me to CNN.com. I'm going to go ahead and go back. So that works great. The only thing is I want this link to be underneath the image and not next to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my image, and right underneath it I'm going to put a BR tag. That's for a break. Well, that'll do is it'll put the content, or the next content, on the next line. So I just put that there, go ahead and save it, and then I can reload my page, and then CNN goes to the next line instead of being on the same line as the image. Okay, so there's one more thing I want to show you, and that is how to create what's called an ordered list, or an unordered list. There's two of them, and we'll just go with the unordered list. And basically what that means is we've got this UL tag, unordered list. Of course, it's got a closing UL tag. And within these UL tags, we're going to put a bunch of list items. Okay, so here's my opening unordered list and my closing unordered list. And in them, I'm going to put list items. So list, LI stands for list item. Put a closing list item. And then whatever I write in here is going to be bulleted. And so let's say I'm going to make a list of my favorite fruit. I don't know why I do that, but my favorite fruit. Yay. And I'm going to make this H2 so it's not as big as the H1 on top. And then I'm going to just list fruit here. Strawberries. Or just strawberry. So there's my first list item. I'll copy this, paste it a couple times, and apples, pineapples. Go ahead and save it. Now if I go to the page and refresh it, so if I, let me see, so there it is. So basically we've got a bullet on each item. So these are some of the key HTML tags that everybody needs to know to create a web page.